Alright guys, I'm gonna skip the usual intro and get straight to the point here. What we're gonna be talking about here is straight up 100% bullshit, and it is infuriating. Now, before we carry on any further into the video, a couple things I need to get out here and now is, number one, the video is going to be timestamped, so if you guys want to skip to a section that interests you more, the option will be there precisely. And second thing, I want to give a shout out to my man Rom for bringing this to my attention and for the quartering for shedding some light on this situation. So, without further ado, let's get into this. And the source of the subject of today's video comes in the form of an article from CBS News, and we have ourselves, and I quote, "Florida teen and mom face up to 16 years in prison after allegedly rigging homecoming court votes." We're going to quickly run through this. A Florida mother and her teenage daughter each face up to 16 years in prison after rigging a high school homecoming court competition, officials announced on Tuesday. The daughter, who was 17 when the crime took place, recently turned 18 and will be tried as an adult. 50-year-old Laura Rose Carroll, an assistant principal at Bellevue Elementary School in Pensacola, Florida, was arrested alongside her daughter, Emily Rose Grover, in March. The arrest came following an investigation that began in November when the Escambia County School District contacted law enforcement to report unauthorized access into hundreds of student accounts, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in a press release. In October, 117 votes for Tate High School's homecoming court all originated from the same IP address within a short period of time and were flagged as fraudulent, authorities said. Investigators found that Carroll, who had district-level access of the school board's student information system called Focus, and Grover had accessed student accounts. Evidence showed Carroll's cell phone and computers associated with their residence had unauthorized access to Focus and were used to cast 246 votes for the homecoming court. Students also reported that Grover said her mom used Focus to cast votes. Carroll had also been using her Focus account to access 372 high school students' records, 339 at Tate High School since August 2019. The mother-daughter duo were arrested and booked at Escambia County Jail on one count each of offenses against users of computers, computer systems, computer networks, and electronic devices, a third-degree felony, unlawful use of a two-way communications device, a third-degree felony, criminal use of personally identifiable information, a third-degree felony, and conspiracy to commit these offenses, a first-degree misdemeanor. Carroll's bond was set at $8,500, and Grover was transferred to the Escambia Regional Juvenile Detention Center. The state prosecutor announced Tuesday that Grover would be tried as an adult. She turned 18 in April, according to the Associated Press. Carroll was suspended from her job, although it is unclear if she has been fired, and Grover was expelled from Tate High School. Both women remain free on bond, and prosecutors say they each face a maximum 16-year sentence, according to the AP. Now, something I want to add in here that wasn't in the first article showcased in the video comes from a now archived article from the Washington Post, and we have ourselves the following. An attorney for Carroll and Grover could not immediately be reached for comment. Carroll has pleaded not guilty and has a trial scheduled for August, court records show. A plea is not listed for Grover. Okay, so now that we have ourselves the context here on the table, I'm going to give you guys my straight up opinion here. I think this whole thing is complete bullshit here, especially for the teenage girl. Like, check this out, friends. You have actual dangers to society and criminals that have done far worse things, and they get lesser sentences, whereas you have a mother-daughter duo that gets a 16-year prison sentence, and especially for the little girl, her life is ruined because of this. Now, am I defending this situation? Absolutely not. I think that anytime you fuck up, you need to pay the consequences and you need to make amends for what you did. But 16 years is way the hell over the top, especially for that young girl. Like, this honestly goes well beyond making an example out of someone. Like, this right here is just straight up abusive and, dare I say, wrong. If I were the actual judge here in this situation, my sentence for the girl would be 1,000 hours of community service. That, in my honest opinion, is a more fitting consequence. Pay your debt to society, make amends, and don't fucking do it again. The big difference here is I'm not going to ruin a kid's life over what is essentially rigging votes for a homecoming queen for high school. That is just honestly really fucking trivial in comparison to what actually deserves a 16-year prison sentence. Like, give me a break, you know what I mean? She was 17 when the crime was committed, and you mean to tell me that she is going to have the rest of her teenage years completely gone behind bars, 20s completely gone behind bars, and even to up to her early 30s gone behind bars? Give me a fucking break, man. That is too fucking much. Now, obviously, when it comes to crimes, none of them should be overlooked. But this right here, like I said, is completely over the top and unwarranted when it comes to the size of the crime and the size of the punishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, the two are way the hell out of balance. But you know what? At the end of the day, these are just my own takes and opinions. What do you guys think about what we discussed here in today's video? Do you agree with the punishment? Do you disagree with the punishment? Why? Why not? Regardless of your opinions, I always love to hear you guys out in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Have yourself a damn good one. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.